Hi, my name is Aliam. I'm a Tantric masseur, and I'm creating this series of audio to tell you about my work, what it is, how it can apply to yourself, how it can be used in your lives, and that's it. So in this first episode, I'm just gonna introduce to you the concept of Tantra and how it is applied in the massage. Tantra is a spiritual branch of Hinduism and Buddhism. It is very old, it dates centuries. The very meaning of the word already teaches us what it is in a very simple and very symbolic way. One of the translation of the word Tantra is weaving vertical and horizontal threads together. It represents the two aspects of the human life. The horizontal is our everyday life, the plan on which we live every day. We do things, we go to work, we brush our teeth, we communicate with people with words, and that's life. That's very horizontal. And the vertical aspect is representing the spirituality, the search for a higher dimension in life, something that is bigger than us, something that connects us to the skies, to the heavens. The meaning of the word Tantra, weaving, also teaches us something very important about what it is that sense of unification. Everything is connected, everything is one, and that is one of the meaning of this weaving signification of the word Tantra. So, that being said, I think you can already have a pretty good idea of what it is. And if I add just one more information, very simple and very clear, you will have, I think, a pretty good general idea of what it is. So, Tantra, as I said, is a branch of Hinduism and Buddhism. Those two philosophies and religion could be described as ways to find enlightenment, more consciousness, more awareness. Hinduism and Buddhism are ways to search for breaking free of the karma, of the wheel of suffering. Those philosophies understand very long ago already that the human condition is one of suffering in many aspects. Birth is already painful, not only for the mother but also for the child. I think it is a great shock to go from one kind of environment inside someone to this completely open world. And then we grow up, we fell, we scratch our knees, and we discover things like sickness and growing old and eventually death, which can cause a lot of pain and anxiety in many people, in pretty much everyone, I think. Only some people have discovered along the way that there were ways to be able to face this and still be in peace, and still be in a sense of inner quiet, of inner calm, and still being able to live and function as a normal being. So I'm not talking about something supernatural or like, it's not a superpower. It's just this is what we call awareness or acceptation, fulfillment, or even love, to take life exactly how it comes, without any desire to change it, with a complete openness to it. And we follow step by step. We take the action that needs to be taken, but there's no inner resistance. I know it's very conceptual, but in the meantime, I think everyone can understand that. Searching for enlightenment is not something that is out of grasp for everyone. I think it's here and it's available for everyone, especially in Tantra. And for one very specific reason is that Tantra is not something that you study, it's not something that you learn, it's something that you practice only. It is not through books or teachings or anything like that you're gonna achieve anything in Tantrism. In Tantrism, there is something very specific that I think, to my knowledge, is the only spiritual path that had incorporated the body as the base of its practice. Tantrism is a way to search for enlightenment through the body and through the senses, and that's what it makes it a great path, I think, for me, but also for anyone who doesn't want to bother with praying, burning incense, doing yoga, things like that. It's a practice that you can do every day in every single aspect of your life. And also, one other thing that is pretty amazing about Tantrism is that a specific branch of Tantrism included, very long ago, it's not new, the power of sexuality. They discovered at the time something that we still know today, is that sexuality is very powerful. It holds in itself the most deep sense of experience. It can draw us in something very entirely. And when you are in sexuality, you are fully present, you are fully here and now. And that is something that spirituality is looking for, being here and now. Because they understood that reality is an aspect of God, is the only aspect of the divinity. And it's only through this here and now that you can grasp a real sense of spirituality. In Hinduism, consciousness is represented by Kundalini. Kundalini is depicted as a snake sleeping coiled at the base of our spine, sleeping on the pelvic floor of everyone. It's just a representation, a symbol of awareness, consciousness. And when you awake Kundalini, the snake, it rises and it goes up through your spine, through the 7 chakras. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions and confusion also about chakras. It's very simple. Chakras are energy centers, and they represent aspects of human life. The awakening of Kundalini only represents the awareness rising through all these levels of our being: the physical, the creative, emotional, sentimental, the manifestation, mental, and spiritual. It is simple as this. The more you are aware of your body, to start with, your emotions and all of these things, the closer you are to being enlightened. It is not as complicated as it sounds. It is not as unreachable, I think, as it sounds. They made us believe through the depictions that it is something that is very, very far and very noble and pretty much unreachable for the normal common person. And I don't think that I don't think that it's the case, or at least I think that anyone can evolve in his life towards a better understanding of himself, and that is what Tantra allows us to do, being more aware, and that's when a massage can be really of help, because when Tantra is applied to a massage, the great thing is that you don't have to do anything. You just have to let yourself be carried by someone who knows what he does and awakes this energy in you. It is here. The energy is always here. If you're alive, you have energy in yourself. Now, how Tantra works in a massage is different than how you would practice it for yourself. When we talk about Tantric massage, we talk about awakening this energy, especially the sexual, physical, emotional energies, and spreading them through your body, through your senses. It gives you a lot of feelings, a lot of sensations, even emotions, but mostly physical feelings. And that's what I advise to my client when they come, is to stay grounded, to stay really only aware of what they feel. Every time they go into the thinking, the mental, I urge them to come back in the body, breathe, and just feel. And a good Tantra practitioner will help you navigate these feelings, these sensations, and make a build-up of energy that your entire system would have no choice but to open, at least a little bit. It takes time. It has to be progressive. It goes bit by bit, and it has to be very assured. It's something physical. We work with the body first, and then from the body we make our way up to more subtle energies. And progressively the body will open, and not only the body but the whole energy system will open, and you get a more fluid energy, something that flows more freely. You get more physical, meaning less mental. In the world we live in, we are way too much mental. We are completely cut from our nature. Our nature is physical. We are physical beings first, and then now we create the word, and it's more and more, it's increasingly crazier with all our technology, which is great. I mean, how do I tape this audio with technology? I have a laptop, a mic, many cables in front of me, which is great, but I'm also very aware of my body. I know my temperature, I know how I feel physically, and that's how I stay grounded. And in the difficult situations in life, if you stay grounded in your body and in the here and now, and there's no other way to do so other than being in your body. If you're not in your body, you're not here and now. If you want to be here and now, your body is the way to be here and now. And when you are here and now, there is no fear of tomorrow. There is no trauma of the past that can catch up with you, and make you suffer in this very moment. The source of our suffering comes from mostly the mental realm. So working with the body, working with this energy, and working with sexuality, because there's also one thing that I haven't said yet, and I think it's important enough to make at least one episode about this, is that sexuality has been treated as a disease itself. You don't talk about it, you don't look at it, and then on the other hand, we go completely crazy about it. The porn industry, the way we treat each other in sexuality, there is something I think personally seriously wrong with the way we're doing things today, and it's no wonder, it's no surprise, because when we look back to our history, well, it wasn't great. We've been restricted, we've been censored, we've been forbidden, we've been imprisoned, we've been killed for sexuality, tortured and killed, and not that long ago. Still in the 50s, 80s, they would torture people for the sexuality they had, if it didn't fit the majority. And so yeah, I think we have a lot of work to do about this, and that's why I'm doing this work, to be really, really honest with you. I think that there's something that needs to be done, and since I see it, maybe I think I can help a little. So that's it for this first episode. I'm not used to do this, I'm really not used to do this. I'm kind of a lonely person. I am not doing well, even thinking, about people who would listen to me. And now that I say that, I'm beginning to sweat. You see the mental at work. So don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. I think there will be more and more episodes. Don't hesitate also to comment. I'll be happy to hear what you have to say about all this. And in the meantime, take very, very good care of you. Goodbye.